Hey, what's up, Money Grows on Trees members? I'm here with one of our brilliant mentorship students, Annabelle Weir. Good to see you, Annabelle. How are you?
Oh, fabulous as always, Lloyd. You know that.
Fabulous. That's good. Nice to be fabulous.
Fabulous
Thank
and
you.
unstoppable.
Unstoppable. Great language.
Unstoppable.
Great language. Love. We talk about language in the program. So Annabelle, the reason I've got you on here is because you've actually finished a full year of the 5 Steps to Millions mentorship program. And you're now into your second year. You just started your second year, and we were on a call the other day, and something happened with you. Something passed. Like, we've got to do a success story. We haven't done one yet with you. So
Yeah, it's usually pretty quiet.
yeah, but there was something that popped up. I was like, oh, we gotta unpack this for people to inspire them. So I'm gonna ask you a few questions if that's okay.
Yeah, go for it. What am I going to do? Say no? I'm here
now. No. Okay. All right, so here's my questions for you, okay? So just to inspire people about where you were, where you've been, and what you've learned, and how they can do the same thing. So take us back. So what was life like before our mentorship program?
Look, I've usually got a really good mindset, and I didn't realize how big of a hole I was in. So I knew I was in a bit of a predicament. I had a failed marriage going on that almost financially sunk both of us. So everything was going through a divorce. There was a lot going on and a very big hole to dig myself out of that I didn't fully understand and comprehend the situation until I was sort of halfway through your book. And then I went, oh no, and panicked. So I was really stressed. Single mom in the middle of divorce. I think I was 1.1. I was just over $1 million in debt.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, that was amazing.
So you read the book. You read Money Grows on Trees or Money Buys Happiness?
I've read the Money Grows on Trees first.
Yeah. Okay.
As soon as you launched it, I raced straight down to the Gold Coast and was there for your launch and everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I was like third in line to get it signed too. I was shoulder barging my way through.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, that was the first book.
Yeah.
Okay.
That book set me on the path. It still didn't help me figure out the dire situation that I was in. Like I didn't understand where I was headed with the situation that I was in and the compounding effect that my problem was going to have.
Sure.
But it did start opening up my mind and opening up the doors, and also made me realize there was also hope as well. Like cutting everything back to the bare bones or whatever, there was this goal that I really, really wanted, and I really wanted to action a lot of those things, and I couldn't, which helped spur me on to swallow that frog.
So it started your financial transformation.
Yeah.
Then I remember you messaged me and you said, how do I get a hard copy version of this? Because there's not many. We do it in the ad, and then we have a digital version and audio. Yeah. But you wanted a copy of this. Said, well, mentor students get a hard copy of this. Certain ones get a hard copy of this. And so that's what prompted you to begin. And then what? So you started, right?
Well, to be honest, I wanted the little blue book had changed my life so much, or it had such an impact, not yet on my finances, but had such an impact on my mind. And I could only imagine what that thick yellow book was going to bring. So when you told me the price to get to me, I literally paid that price just for the book. I was like, I don't even care if I do the mentor program. I'm literally, that book is worth the price. So as soon as you said that's how you do it, I was like, send me the link. I'm paying for it.
So you obviously read the book and you actioned some things, but tell me what things have changed for you since you started mentorship a year ago? What has changed?
Everything, literally everything. So it empowered me. It changed my mindset. So it gave me the faith within myself and the trust within myself to know I could take things on. So instead of taking such a backseat and constantly getting smashed in the divorce and losing everything, I actually found the will and the confidence to like start fighting, because I felt like I knew what I was doing and I knew where I was going, and it gave me the confidence. And then I sort of came out way on top, which I like turned it around 180 degrees, came out of it, like got rid of all my debt. I'm debt free. So within 12 months, I went from over $1 million in debt to no debt, which was freeing as well. That was, don't get me wrong, that was scary. Like that was scary. That was tough. That was like uncomfortable is not the accurate word to explain what I went through. Yeah, it changed my entire life. I changed my herd. I changed my friends. I even went out and got a second career.
Yeah.
And within 3 months of working on that, turned my life around. And I think I calculated it out. By the end of the year, I'd increased my income by 227% just by changing and doing that career, which I never, ever, ever would have had the courage to do without that blasted little yellow book. Like it haunted me, because I knew the stuff would work and the mindset stuff would work. And it literally every day, you and your words and that book just haunted me and pushed me and helped me get through all that hideous stuff and helped me, I don't know, take that leap, take that jump, which I hadn't been able to do until now.
And as a mum, have you found that like just learning the financial principles, learning about investing and managing money, obviously making money and changing your career and doing 2 incomes instead of 1, do you think those things have had an impact on your daughter primarily?
Yeah. So she's already talking about, she's already read your book. So she read the blue book and the yellow book as well. She's already talking about multiple streams of income. She's got a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, and she's already got a share portfolio. So she's micro investing and using the Perla app as well. So she's buying shares. She's gonna outdo me. I'm so annoyed.
Yeah, but that's what you want. Every generation's got to get better.
Well, she's 16. Yeah. Like,
yeah, wow.
She's 16 years old. Like, she bought her first shares when she was 15.
Wow. Fantastic.
So to start off with that knowledge and that mindset, and I'm pretty sure she clues into some of your Zooms. Like, you only see me on the call when I jump in weekly, but she's actually sitting beside me.
Okay, so she's subliminally learning by hanging around the right people, which is her mum.
Yeah, she's a sneaky little sponge.
Okay.
And she loves money.
And she loves money. Yeah, that's good. Hey, you know, she's getting all her ducks lined up in a row very early, but that's because you took some massive action. So what have you enjoyed the most? What do you enjoy the most about being mentored? Like what do you think is the number one thing you've learned the most?
I think it's the mindset and the breakthroughs. Like with you, I'm not afraid to fail. You make me feel safe to fail. And I've never really had that before. Whereas, you know, there's been a lot of self-doubt. Like people do that. They self-doubt and they don't really be an eagle. They quack like a duck and ask to be walked through because I think they're afraid to fail. And yeah, you're the only person who's ever made me feel safe enough to just fail.
Can't make a mess.
Yeah. And boy, do I make a mess.
Yeah. I think one of the things that caught my attention was when you did change your career and you amplified your income, and you started negotiating.
That was amazing.
You started negotiating well. So you negotiated certain time off to do the call. Like you started to negotiate with your employer instead of just being in the backseat, like you said.
It was the weirdest experience it was that I've ever been in. I applied for a job. I got a different job, which paid more money from the interview process. Within 2 weeks later, they offered me a different role, and it just kept transpiring. And then my old employer, they missed me so much and loved, I've got really good work ethic. So they offered me a secondary job. They made a role for me with things that I love to do that I could work from home. and do as well. So it just within, I don't know, a few months of like getting super committed to putting in action what I had read and what we had talked about, instead of just listening and absorbing it and doing nothing with it. I actually just shut the world off and committed, and I stopped thinking. I was just like, don't think, just do. Don't think, just do. And then it just all exploded. And it's still exploding. Like this week I've got 3 job opportunities that I can now jump into from my current role and advance my career. And one of these job opportunities hasn't even been advertised yet. So it literally, just reading that book changed my mindset and made me take action, and all these doors are opening and I'm like, oh my God, which one do I take?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, it's a good problem to have, isn't it? Yeah. I think it's definitely a confidence thing, and we often say action takers are money makers. And like what you said, it's an environment where there's a lot of very practical, pragmatic, action-oriented financial coaching. That's really what it's about, because there's no point learning about investing or learning about making money, not executing. So even this week, right, one of the tasks we had was to go and kind of create a business or an income opportunity out of nothing with some of the homework tasks, and you've sprung into that. And we're having real conversations about you doing certain things and making money. So let me ask you this: over the next 12 months together, what is one thing you're wanting to do the most or learn the most?
Starting up a business. I usually walk into ready-made businesses and smash it out, and I've never started something from scratch.
Okay.
And I'm really clean. Don't get me wrong though, I am making a hideous mess. I made a huge mess on the weekend. My daughter didn't make as much. She's way far ahead of me at the moment because she made a mess, but not as drastic and dramatic as what I did. So I've got to fix my mess.
That's okay.
The thing is, it's exciting to do, because before this program, I didn't have options and I was cornered. And a single mom with special needs children and no family, no safety net. And so it's nice to know, hey, I can make a mess and it's fine, and I can try this and try that. And I know something is definitely going to transpire from it, because the more you fail, the more chance you got to succeed. So it's really, really, really nice to have the opportunities and to have you in my back pocket. So to be able to pull out my phone and send you a message like I did on the weekend. I think it was like 1 a.m. I sent you that text message, and I'm like, hey, Lloyd, do I get .com or .au? Like, it was having someone in my corner. You weren't doing the stuff for me, but it's nice to know that someone's in the corner, and also chatting on the weekly calls. It's just, I don't know. I understand the theory behind the herd and who you surround yourself with. I'm still adjusting and fully understanding the massive impact it can have from just a little bit of contact with the right herd.
Yeah, I would suggest that is one of the most powerful things, and I think you get a lot out of that. And so, you've probably touched on 2 big things of the program, which is obviously doing our weekly calls, getting ideas, obviously a lot of action tasks, getting people into action, and of course, chatting in the WhatsApp together, just getting you over those little hurdles you need, or feedback, sounding things off as you go on this journey. What I love about you, though, is that you're an action taker and you're not scared to make mistakes, but you're also very coachable. You read the content, you go through it, you show up, you do the work, and that's why you're in year 2, because it's a continuation of what you've already done. So you'll definitely start a business. So you're already on your way. It's going to be great to do this in a year's time and just unpack how far you've come again. But I think you're a wonderful example of someone who has just taken the wisdom, yearned for the wisdom, taken the wisdom, actioned the wisdom, and, incredible results, really, like wonderful income injections, your skills, your mindset, obviously, and your assets are growing.
It changed my life. Like, yes, it changed my income, and my income has increased incredibly, and I've got like a 5-figure share portfolio. Like, to have such a contrast. It's changed my life, but it's also made me a better mom, and which is amazing. And I'm really, really grateful for that. It's made me even a better person. Just the change in the mindset, and a lot of these business practices, or even practices that you take with your finances, you can apply them in your personal life and in all other areas. So it's, when I say it's changed my life, it's not just about the money. Don't get me wrong, money's lovely. But, but yeah, it's made me a better person on the whole.
Well, I'll tell you one thing I've noticed about you since we first met. And we've been associated together for maybe 6 years, 5 years? 5 years. 5 years? Yeah. And so, Annabelle's been to our house, actually. And we had a meeting here ages ago. We're doing a small personal development get-together here, and she's actually been here before. And that woman that I was talking to there on the couch, to the woman that is here today, is a complete new woman. So it's just fantastic to watch your journey. I've seen you in so many different parts of that journey, and it's not been smooth or pretty. It's been very confronting parts for you, but unpacking all that has absolutely unlocked massive potential that was already there. And it's super impressive because you keep growing. You don't stop, which is why I love, this is long overdue, this doing this together, but let's finish with this. What's one piece of advice you would give to someone who's watching this?
Don't think, just do. Literally get out of your head, because you're in your own flipping way. Literally don't think, just do. And I say that even to my children when they're like feeling a bit anxiety or whatever. And I say to them, like, just think, don't do. And then they literally just go 3, 2, 1. And then they just
cool.
And do it. And it usually ends up really well. Like whenever I'm absolutely terrified to do something, I'm super doubtful, I'm like, don't think, just
do. Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm my own worst enemy. I've got too much coding there interfering.
That's interesting. You're like that because you don't, it's almost like not trusting the old you. You're just like, I'm just going to do this. Like taking the left turn when you always take the right turn. Yeah. And I think for you as well, you've raised your standards. That's really what's happened. I think you've raised your standards. That's why you're probably seeing such a knock-on effect with being a better mom and person, because when you raise your standards financially, it requires you to raise your standards personally.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yes, absolutely.
And that's definitely happened to you. So, well, I'm impressed. And this is long overdue. Thanks for taking up your time. Your time is valuable. Appreciate it. Let's do this again in a year. Season 2, let's go. And let's see and inspire some people about what you've achieved in another 12 months. No, you're great. You got the yellow book. You're fine.
Yeah, don't think, just do.
Yeah. Well, thanks again. Appreciate it. And I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.